Hello everyone, I'm Metis Balaska and welcome to the stream. So how are you guys doing? Yeah, it's been rough over here. Load shedding has gotten worse again. Uh, what I wouldn't give to have stable, to have a stable power grid. And and hey Ayumu. Uh, anyway, let's get ready. We have got a really special today because we are starting Labrys' story. Um, I really should have done all the beforehand, all the setup beforehand. There we are. Hmm.
This program is brought to you care of the following sponsors.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Here we are. Okay, story mode. And finally. Oh, sorry, I should have give me a sec. I'm so sorry. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb mode sooner. Initial boot successful. Timestamp 4/20/1999 in 10:16 and 39.
The boot process was successful.
420 plays it.
This happens every time, but I'm never sure what to say to them first.
You mean like a greeting? There's no need for that, they're just machines.
Joy. 2 humans within visual range, both male. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel identified as research staff. Not hostile targets.
Things like that might affect the performance of these models.
Because they have a mind? Their emotions and things are completely faked. It's no different than an AI. It can't possibly be that sensitive.
I mean, technically, our emotions are fake too. I mean, our emotions are chemical reactions, right? Scanning for keywords in conversation. Running logical analysis. Cross-referencing with related data. Current conversation topic is not orders.
Until we rule it out completely, we should at least be kind to them.
So you say. All right, from this moment on, you will be registered as candidate unit number 031. Please repeat your number back to me.
Confirming first order. Initializing unit number. Output via voice is requested. Activating voice synthesis module. Accepting input.
Unit number 031.
Did its pronunciation sound a little odd to you?
You're worrying too much. Let's hurry up and haul it out.
Receiving action plan through console. Combat test against others of the same unit. Commencing immediately after entering in shock-resistant chamber. Frame stored within cage for transport. Beginning transport.
Ah, so this is the one. I've been waiting to see it in action.
Transport complete. Cage reopened. New human found. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel also identified as research staff. Female. Cutting connection to outside data supply. Connection offline. Commencing cable disconnection.
Now, try getting up.
Order confirmed. God, this place. Like, I'm trying to think of what this place looks like, but it's not, but I'm not coming up with anything off the top of my head. Also, I do like that look of Labrys without the uniform on. Something dumb, yeah, no, it looks like some kind of similar of cylinder. Like, it's not real. You can't really call it a coliseum. I'll think of it at one point, and this isn't going to be the only time we see this thing. Initialize the motion and synchronization engine, and get up. Synchronize, initiating motion synchronization engine and for motor functions. Accepting input. Safety limiter is active. Balance control gyros online. Overall movement systems functional.
This model's loaded with a nearly pure form of that crystal. I can't wait to see what kind of results it gets.
Unit number 031, can you hear me? Confirm your surroundings. Tell us any abnormalities you're feeling in your sensors or any other functions.
Order confirmed. Beginning simple self-diagnostic. Temperature, humidity, pressure, air composition, lumens, sound, all within normal levels. Visual data within expected color spectrum. All systems functional.
Readouts seem fine. Monitoring system is fully operational.
Okay, we're gonna test your performance inside the battle chamber now. When you hear the buzzer, consider everything that moves an enemy and eliminate them.
Order confirmed. Awaiting the signal to begin the test. Exit confirmed to be sealed. Room shape approximately cylindrical. Vaguely familiar, but cannot come up with anything. Height approximately 11 meters. Area approximately 154 square meters. High energy light sources is found on router wall. Assumed to be fire resistant and bulletproof.
Sorry to do this just after you've woken up, but it'll be good to put you through your paces.
Nothing like a little morning carnage, right? Release of facing hatch detected. Mobile objects intruding into chamber. Actually, come to think of it, it is vaguely the same shape of the prison in Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, that was a completely different shape altogether on the exterior, but on the inside, it was a similar cylindrical shape. 7 objects in total. Scanning for visual matches. Analysis, non-human. Confirmed as same model units of humanoid weapons. Hostile markers confirmed. Classifying as hostile units. Releasing safety limiters. This is oddly inspiring music. Combat limiter is now set at 70%. Exits confirmed and released. Test commencement signal received. Targets hostile humanoid weapons. Commencing battle. That is so cool. That was Agus's head. Yeah, I noticed that too. No, that wasn't Agus. Also, her form was more than 11 meters. Well, a robot, so... Yeah, that one is very similar to us, isn't it? Also, that was very Ghost in the Shell. All targets eliminated. Hostile units no longer capable of motion. Test termination signal received. Battle complete.
That was better than we could have hoped for.
Hey, what's with all the bodies? You made it fight that many on its first time?
Don't worry, it did great. This is a new high score for the first battle results.
Well done, Unit Number 031. Stand by for further instruction.
Order confirmed. Exiting test chamber. Beginning transport to maintenance room. Resetting safety limiters. Taking seat in maintenance chair.
Done testing, but there's still one thing left to do today. I'm going to temporarily shut down your optics. Can you close your eyes?
Order confirmed. Shuttering optic inputs. Researcher with tie, best dad. Yeah, he seems really sympathetic. So he was probably closest to what Dad Labrys ever had. In fact, I wonder if it's hinted that the guy is oh no, he was part of a different research team, wasn't he? I was thinking maybe he was Yukari's dad, but I don't think he sounded the same. Connecting cables. Did I read that? Order confirmed, shuttering optic inputs. Yeah, I did. Online confirmed. Switching a portion of data supply to output
We're
source.
Transfer the data from the destroyed units into your memory. Run a diagnostic check while we're doing it and report any malfunctions. Understood?
So a bit of cannibalism, no biggie. Order confirmed. Readying self-diagnostic. Initiating data transfer. Initiating personality module link. Initiating diagnostic of transferred data and sorting procedures. Sector 001, close combat control data. Will investigate improvements of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 002, evasive action data control. Hey, we're going to give you the memories of the 7 people you just killed. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, especially the memories of them dying, right? We'll investigate improvements of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories of sorting. Sector 003, non-battle data. Error, excluding. Sector 004, non-battle data. Error, excluding. Sector 005, battle-related data. What could these be? Momentary disruption of data from visual information and stream. Gonna look, cause I go shop real quick. Okay, a room that is not this place. Outdoor scenery thought to be at night. Sensors of multiple units of same type gathering outside of the battle chamber. Could these be memories? Visual memories? They are obviously unrelated to the mission. Why have apparently purposeless memory is being preserved this long? 20 to 40% of information data extracted from all 7 units are confirmed to be such information. Incomprehensible. What is this?
Report.
Cables disconnected. Time elapsed during data transfer, approximately 5 minutes. Opening optic inputs, calibrating servos.
All right then, unit number 031, give us a simple report of today's battle results.
Order confirmed. Delivering oral report of test results.
This was the first test battle against others of my model. 7 units destroyed. Below 15% damage sustained. Don't seem to be any problems.
Was that?
Unusual expression detected from research staff. Facial recognition and library indicate its surprise.
Did I say something funny?
Does it have an accent?
Accent? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
I kind of love that.
No, we do, but
See? I wasn't hearing things. The unit's speech really is peculiar.
Okay, yeah, the researcher with the tie definitely wasn't Yukari's dad. I vaguely remember what he looked like, and this isn't it.
You don't need to yell.
Is the language interface not set to default? Sheesh. If we'd known this, we would have reset it in advance.
Yeah, the base's personality might be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the volunteers were from the Kansai area.
but it just woke up. Would it be exhibiting such distinct mannerisms this early?
It may be the effect of an enlarged plume of dusk, the basis of their mind. Perhaps it's accelerating their personality development.
Exchange of opinions taking place on unexpected aberrance in speech pattern. Hypothesis offered that language interface settings fall outside of expected results. Review of recent conversation does reveal certain discrepancies. Internal monologue is within expected patterns, but oral output induces anomalies. Anomalies not affecting meaning. No impediments to communication predicted.
But I don't want to waste this feedback data. Those are the best results we've ever seen.
Leave it. It'll be fine. It can understand us anyway. This is just one of those things that makes science interesting.
There you go again. This unit is going to be communicating with the others. What if this effect spreads?
Yes, because you learn through osmosis, right?
Not only that, but because this is an anomaly, it doesn't seem to have a 100% accurate accent either.
But if it has a personality, that might speed up the development of its mind.
Yeah, she's right.
The three researchers are standing around the maintenance chair. Each holds a tablet and examines the display on the chair.
All right, unit number 031, we'll explain things from the top.
Voice pattern consistent with research
You
staff.
are a weapon created to fight against unique enemies. Therefore, your combat performance is prioritized over all else. But in order for you to use a particular ability, you've been given a certain amount of awareness. And that makes your performance difficult to quantify, so we've been pitting test units against each other as a selective growth process.
Because, you know, PTSD isn't a thing.
It's all in the service of achieving higher performance, and we don't want to waste any plumes of dusk.
I mean, those are rare. I think you only get a certain amount per playthrough in Persona. In any Persona game, I mean. Accessing archives. Search term, Plume of Dusk. One match found. A crystalline substance at core personality modules. Its name derives from its thin plate-like shape, resembling a shed bird's feather. In addition, its circuit-like structure, it has an unnatural vital reaction in response to external stimulus. Similar to a living thing, yet different. It is thought to exist in a state between mind and matter, mass and information. The details are unknown. There are 12 other subheadings classified under Level 7 clearance. Access denied. Matter interpreted as the core of personality modules.
But regardless of your ego, there is one rule you must abide by. You might as well think of it as an order.
One rule to abide by. Awaiting order.
The only order is to destroy everything we identify as enemies and to emerge victorious.
Because that's not going to bite you in the ass later.
Your ego will give you some flexibility when planning tactics. There's no need to think about extraneous side issues.
We're just going to give you a mind, but it's free will. Well, free will's unimportant, right?
Use everything you have to win a fight. That's all you need to concentrate on.
Order confirmed.
Understood.
Destroy identified enemies and emerge victorious. A clear order. It is consistent with the role of a weapon. No abnormalities. Everything is clear. At some point, I gotta do a playthrough. I gotta replay a use story so we can make sure we get that extra scene. There's an extra scene you get, but you need to answer. You need to answer all of you's dialogue with the top answers, which I didn't do. Underwent maintenance on the chair after the test battle. Post-reboot diagnostics show status normal. The time was 1900 hours. Research staff have set new activity cycle. All units will exit standby mode at 900 hours. Tests will be conducted at regular intervals until 1700 hours. Maintenance and setup will take place until 1900 hours. Afterwards, time is allowed to be spent in an outdoor area of the grounds. On returning, enter standby mode within the cage. Instructions are to repeat these actions until unable to continue. Because, you know, that doesn't have a chance of killing one's personality. The next item on the new schedule is to spend time in the outdoor area. Perimeters of spending time unknown. Hypothesize is that the meaning is to remain on standby and wait for time to pass. Hypothesis unnecessary. The schedule must be followed. Exiting building. Outdoor area reached. Light level is limited due to time of day. Many trees still visible in the environment. It is almost entirely consistent with known data from the off-limits area. The ground is different from the laboratory's artificial flooring. The soil is exposed. Various neutral plants are here. Natural plants are here. A certain amount of time must be spent here. The intention may be to heighten basic response capabilities in the natural world. Others of the same unit can be seen stepping into the central area, reassessing the surroundings on various spectra. Unlike the combat test, no hostile unit markers detected. Hypothetical. In combat under current conditions, what tactics would be effective? I reassess the surroundings as a combat environment. I assign value to various geographical features. I survey the topography on the outskirts of the environment. I detect unusual movement in one unit. Other units are also surveying the environment, but this unit is crouching while holding something in its right arm. I do not deem this unit's unusual action to be a threat. I approach it in order to make inquiries. Upon my approach, the unit turns around and stands.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Hello. One of the most tragic characters in the game. Well, the most tragic character in the game, really. I process the statement. Its conversational gambit is unexpected. I find no prepared response in my libraries.
You mean like how this is our first encounter? In that case, yeah. What are you doing here?
I've never heard your accent before. It's intriguing.
They said stuff about my accent too earlier. Do I really talk that funny?
I wouldn't say it's strange. It was just surprising.
The unit looks over again and then speaks quietly to something in its right hand. I examine what it holds. It is an organism. Its body is covered in white
What's that
fur.
thing?
It's a dog. It must have wandered in.
Organisms' parameters are consistent with access data on dog. Its size does not present a threat. The search of its specific breed is cancelled. Well, yeah, well, be careful. Like small dogs can be vicious.
A dog.
The unit turns its gaze back to
My
me.
unit number is 024. I wouldn't call it my name, but that's how they refer to me. What's yours?
The unit has provided its designation despite no prior inquiry. Reason
Our
unknown.
unit number 031.
They're up to the 30s. I see. That must mean they're finally creating units loaded with full-sized ones.
Doggo! The dog barks. A scan of the surrounding shows several units turning to investigate. All units ignore it and look away.
This one wants to say hello too.
It does? You can understand what dogs say?
Kind of. After carefully comparing its mannerisms and slight variances in its barking, I just figured it out.
Its right hand pats the dog's head while its left scratches the dog's neck. Yeah, for the record, I just could understand dogs by the like scanning their body language essentially. And this is essentially the same. Number 24 continues to make various forms of contact with the dog. Number 24's actions are consistent with styles of communication. Hypothesis. The objective of spending time in this area is to develop communicative skills. Conversing with others of the same unit and refining and communication will enhance cooperative tactics. Counterpoint. No value detected in communicating with organisms not of same unit or human.
What's the point in doing that with a dog?
The point? There isn't one, I suppose.
There is no point. An expected response strongly indicates that number 24 is not like the other
Are you
units.
interested in what I'm doing, though?
Interested. Is there interest involved? It seems to be the case. Ensure appropriateness of earlier question to number 24. Why ask it? Oral sensors detect electric noise. Recognized as pseudo-information involving no sound waves, yet perceived as sound data. It is the alarm signaling the end of this activity. All other units begin to move as one towards the building. Number 24 speaks to the dog it cradles.
Sounds like that's all the time we have today. I need to get back.
Number 24 crouches while petting the dog's fur-covered body and releases it onto the ground. Number 24 stands up again and turns around.
I hope to see you again.
Number 24's expression changes as it says this. This movement to the lips is known as a smile. It is known when humans experience happiness. Contradiction. Number 24 is a weapon, yet it makes that expression. No hypothesis found. Or, is there no point to it as well? Spare cognitive processes is rerouted to analysis. Still, I cannot understand it. The next day, after being released from standby, I am assigned to a test battle against others of my unit as yesterday. Order confirmed. I am taken to the same chamber. The battle commences. I destroy the other 3 units and sustain little damage. As I wait there, the researchers come in. All have what seems to be high praise for my abilities. I do not understand how I should react to this. Should I give an expression of joy, as number 24 did? Researchers crouch next to the units destroyed and begin to work on them. I think back and recall that they underwent this process yesterday as well. I'm curious. I approach them. They open a slit near the unit's neck and use tweezers to remove a bluish-white plate-like object. It shines. They put the object into a petri dish. That distinct shine, neither strong nor weak, is like no similarities found. I'm sure it is similar to something, but I cannot access the relevant memory.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
Oh boy. As I sit in the maintenance chair, they connect the cable to me. The cable terminates at the midsection of a large device. It's where petri dishes from earlier are placed. There are a total of 3. Each contains a bluish-white plate-like object.
What's that?
The researcher's expression subtly changes. She is surprised. It only lasts for a moment before it fades.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
I know what this is. This is a plume of dusk, installed in me too. This unknown substance forms the core of my personality module. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it. These are the 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. They contain not only combat data, but memories and experiences. It is not long before the extracted data download begins. I sort the data relevant to enhancing battle performance and incorporate it into my own. The process takes much less time than the initial transfer from yesterday. During that time, I recall what took place last night. There are cases where non-combat data is being preserved. Such memories are included in this download as well. Visual memories of the outdoors at night. Memories very similar to that were in yesterday's download too. Probably from time spent in the outdoors area. Units I destroyed seem to have assigned these memories the same priority as combat data. Why though? Is it effective in learning communicative skills? But that is lower priority than combat. The visual element preserved here is irrelevant. Wait. Hypothesis. The units I destroyed had their own priorities and values, other than executing orders and performing in battle. This line of thought leads to a realization. It's almost like when you have a personality, you have interests and wants. This thought process I am undergoing right now. It is not executing an order, nor is it contributing to battle performance. I once again look towards the plume of dusk inside the petri dish. Something almost exactly like it is installed in me. Then, were the destroyed units thinking along similar lines as mine until yesterday? I feel a twinge within me. It is different from detecting an error or interference. What is this? I have no answer. Yeah, Labrys' story is very story-heavy. My second night of spending time in the outdoor area came. It started at approximately 3 minutes later than yesterday, but there was very little variance in weather and temperature. The difference is trivial. The night sky has the same soft brightness. The wind and the trees are no different. Without understanding why, I initiated a data search regarding the tree that catches my eye. I learned that this tree varies slightly from specimens of its kind found in natural forests. Though this topography seems natural, it may be cultivated and managed by the facility. I decided to traverse the outskirts as I did yesterday. It is not long before a familiar unit comes into view. There is no need to run a scan for visual matches. I know that it is unit number 24. Number 24's left side is turned towards me. It is sitting on a large rock. When I approach, number 24 notices me and turns around.
Are you looking for something?
Number 24 initiates conversation.
Who, me?
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after all.
I was looking for number 24? It's true, I may have been. I began walking the same route as yesterday, but once number 24 came into view, I changed course to approach. I may have been searching for number 24 in this area. Did I desire to reunite in number 24? Aww. Why? I'm silent due to lack of explanation. Number 24 smiles again. A smile. What was the cause of that expression this time? I do not comprehend. Like so many other things.
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both.
Yikes, I just noticed that my headphone wire is a bit frayed.
It would be more relaxing than standing.
Thanks.
I sit in the offered space and gaze at the same scenery number 24 is looking
Can I
at.
ask you something?
What is it?
I decide to voice the doubt I experienced during the combat test yesterday. In my limited experience, number 24 has a better comprehension of such matters.
Other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and missions?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
Number 24 is silent for a duration before speaking again.
Units of our model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness similar to a human's. Have you not been told about personas?
Personas?
It's an extremely successful spin-off series of the Shin Megami Tensei series. Accessing archives. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 headings found. I must filter the results further. Which subject is number 24 referring to? I'm silent as I think. Number 24 smiles again and resumes the conversation.
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us. But a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
I'm already aware that we have been given a mind. Today I saw for myself the part that forms our personalities. Is its activation triggered by development of communicative skills? I still do not have a good grasp on it. Though, number 24 continues to speak.
That's why I'm sure there are others with thoughts that do not pertain to missions.
That would seem to be the case.
Maybe those I've fought up till now.
Number 24 trains its gaze on me.
How does that make you feel?
Certainly not going to result in an incident later down the line, oh no.
The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I am unable to respond to the question. Number 24's expression changes again. The expression could be classified as a smile, but it is subtly different from the ones I have cataloged as experiencing before. Mixed with the joy and gladness of previous smiles, this one contains a slight hint of sorrow.
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it. After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
Once again, I detect a twinge from hearing number 24's statement. It's similar to what I sensed during the data transfer today. What is it that wavers inside me? I'm about to be lost in thought again. But as if to prevent that from happening, The signal for our scheduled shift to echo is in each of our ears.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
Like, geez, that's only, what, 5 minutes? My breaks at school were longer than that. As number 24 quietly stands up, I detect an expression I have come to know. Another smile. It appears as if number 24 is adopting these smooth changes in expression naturally and not deliberately. I wonder if I will eventually be able to do the same. Another night passes. Another combat test takes place the next day. Just as scheduled, I face units flagged as enemies within the test chamber. I'm overwhelmed with a strange sensation. The way that my opponents are expressionless now seems strange to me. There is no intent or cognition and evidence in their faces. They wear no expressions. They are blank. There is nothing wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with them. That would be my normal assessment, but I recall number 24's image. The blankness of these faces and number 24's expressionless face are different somehow. Even when number 24 had no particular expression, it was not this blank. Not every portion of that face was neutral. Further analysis shows that the same is true for humans. The researchers are never completely mechanical and expressionless. I look at the hostile flagged units again. They are the same unit type as me. They were given a mind and may potentially develop an ego later. I recall number 24's statements again. Do you feel something when you destroy an opponent that may be thinking the same things as you? I am on the verge of entering a long train of thought when the enemy moves. I shake off my doubts to focus on the battle. I study the opponent's movements. I formulate the most efficient method of damaging it. I execute the method. Over and over. The array of actions I have to select from, and my flexibility in linking them will decide the outcome. Having already received 10 units worth of downloaded data, I am likely second to none regarding the scope of possibilities in this respect. At times, I can even anticipate their next action. Since my opponents are the same unit type as me, their tactics are determined using the same thought process as mine. That's right. They think the same things as me. Eventually, after approximately 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. The day after that, I achieved victory in the combat test with the same efficiency. It is easy to eliminate them. I first begin by targeting their weak points. It is not always necessary to destroy their main body. If they are incapable of resisting further, the battle is over. It is the most effective way. I win the next day, and the day after that. Units geared for close combat with no external weapons give me no choice but to damage their chassis. But even then, there is an order to things. If I destroy parts that present a threat, such as the motor functions of their limbs, The match should be considered as won. Soon afterwards, the buzzer signaling the end of the test echoes, just as I expected. I catch myself rushing over to the unit collapsed on the ground. I have only destroyed the unit's arms and legs. It is still conscious. But I realize I do not know its unit number. I am at a loss how to address the unit. The opponent asked me a question and that I did not
You
expect.
seemed to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why?
Huh?
I'm momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There is no damage to its face. I review my actions during the battle and find that at no point did I attack its neck either. The cranial region is where the plume of dusk is housed. If it is destroyed in any type of unit, that unit will fall. Aiming to disarm an opponent is effective, but targeting weaknesses is obviously the more effective tactic. And yet I avoided doing so?
I don't know.
The researchers enter the chamber and hide the unit from my field of vision. I could not determine whether my last words had an effect on the opponent's expression or not.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victories.
Its evasive skills are improving as well. That level of flexibility in evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data too. It's growing steadily, feeding on the bones of its kills.
Good lord!
You don't have to say it like that.
So basically, you just admitted this is essentially cannibalism. The researchers are preparing for the download. Growing. Destroying them and absorbing their data. That's what growing is? Since I thoroughly destroyed a few of my opponents these last few days, some of their bodies were salvaged. While I downloaded their data, I always kept their still bodies within view. Good lord. Just as the combat tests are repeated, my actions outside each night are repeated as well. I have become aware that I am seeking out number 24 of my own will lately. When I attempt to communicate with other units, it's most often they cannot understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from conversing. But that may not be the only reason. I want to converse with number 24. I've begun to desire it. When I go to see number 24, the white dog I saw on the first day we met appears from somewhere.
This one seems to have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here. But one day, it was brought to the forest near here and its owner suddenly disappeared.
So the owner abandoned it. It seems unlikely that that number 24 obtained such a detailed history of a stray animal from the research staff. Was all this information obtained by communicating directly with the animal? From a dog that does not speak human language?
Its name is apparently Snowy. At least, that's the name it responds to the most.
Hi, Kronk! We're going through emotional distress right now.
I thought it was a dog.
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy barks once, as if comprehending its
It's
name.
white, like snow. Easy to remember.
When I reach out my hand, Snowy rubs its nose against it without being frightened. Aww. Good pupper. The way it presses at my fingers feels as if it's showing pride in its name. I do not know the tactical advantage that communicating with animals offers as to a weapon, but I feel that there is value in spending time with it. I decide to spend my outdoor activity time that day following Snowy around with number 24. It is outdoor activity time on the next night. When I arrive in the outdoor area, I am listening to a certain sound. I hear the sound intermittently every 4 to 7 seconds. I had wondered about the unknown ambient sound since the first day, but I determined that it wasn't a threat and focused my consciousness on other things. Tonight, I increased my microphone sensitivity to max and concentrated on that sound. It is similar to something familiar. I scan my memories until I realize what it is. It is the sound of water. Hearing it when the staff uses I hear it when the staff uses as a device to clean their hands and tools. The waveform has some similarities to that. But if the sound has its volume, if the sound is at the volume in such an open space, the volume of the water must be higher than a normal supply would allow for. What could it be? I contemplate asking number 24. It is clear that number 24 knows much more than I do. I begin walking in search of number 24. Where could number 24 be? I go to where we spoke a number of times previously, but number 24 is not there. Number 24 is also not at the rock where we sat together. Is number 24 not here? I quickly discard the possibility. We are not ordered what to do while we are here, but coming to this outdoor area is an order. If post-testing diagnostics show no abnormalities, we are all to report directly here. I consider this. If there are no abnormalities, I feel the twinge in my chest. It is larger than ever. Number 24 will be here if there are no abnormalities. But what if there were such abnormalities? What if number 24 was damaged during the combat tests? And sustaining damage is not necessarily the extent of the problem. Could it be? I realize that my arms are trembling slightly. It is not a conscious movement. I cannot make it stop. It is possible that perhaps number 24 lost in a combat test and was destroyed. In these circumstances, it would be expected for such a day to come. What if number 24? What if she never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot, so I was looking for you.
Oh, good Lord, that spooked me a little. Until I heard the voice from behind me, my sensors had stopped accepting input. No sound, no light, nothing. All of them came back online with her voice. I turn around. Number 24 furrows her brow and looks into my face.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something frightening.
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I cannot make that judgment.
Are you perhaps scared of fighting?
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Am I scared? Scared of what? That she will disappear? During an operation, it is possible that I might assign greater priority to other units' safety than my own. But we are not on an operation now. And this emotion is not the same anyway. It's a different emotion. An emotion? I have emotions? I look at number 24's face pleadingly, but I cannot put my question into words. I cannot express my feelings to her. And though number 24 sees this, she says nothing. She only smiles tenderly. It's the same smile she showed once. It looks happy, but also sad. During that night's outdoor activity time, neither number 24 nor I speak much. We just walk together side by side without saying anything. I do not take opportunity to ask her about the intermittent sound of water. It is the next day. I detect some sort of weight in my chest. I am aware that there is no physical weight there. It is most likely a psychological phenomenon. I perform a vocabulary search. The idiom being heavy-hearted applies best. I cannot help but find it amusing. It is a very apt phrase. But what is causing this heavy-heartedness? That I may not be able to see number 24 someday? That may be it. But I do not think that is all. Over the next few days, I spend my time without finding an answer to this question. Each night after the combat test, when it is time for outdoor activities, I seek out number 24 first. And each time I confirm her presence, and I feel an indescribable sense of relief and rush over to her. We exchanged standard greetings in the first few days, but that practice was eventually discarded. Now there is no special greeting between us. We can understand each other without words. Our eyes and expressions communicate, though. Tonight, I find number 24 and rush to her as usual. Aww. There are no words. Only an exchange of smiles. We begin walking together.
Do you remember me asking before if you were scared of fighting?
I nod.
To tell the truth, I'm scared of it too.
Her confession is surprising. It is counter to our nature as weapons. Yet for some reason, I am not surprised by
I'm
it.
afraid I'll lose and be destroyed, and it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
Number 24 gives a half-hearted smile.
I'm sure things would probably be much simpler if I stopped thinking and just obeyed orders. Unfortunately, I finally found it. I found my answer.
Your answer?
Red flag.
There's someone I want to meet.
Well, not specifically red flag. Just in a way that's kind of coded in the Persona universe.
I feel like meeting this person is my own objective and not an order given to me.
Since we have never left this facility, we have absolutely no acquaintances with outside people. There should be no relationship. But I immediately understand. This person she wants to meet is someone on the outside. Even I don't know why I thought so. But when I reflect upon that thought, the indescribable wavering within me becomes greater than ever.
Ever since I started thinking that I was scared to fight, each day was painful for me. If I'm going to feel this way until the day I lose, I even thought it would be better if I lost on purpose. But I won't think that anymore. I feel glad now that I exist. I mean, we're loved after all.
Loved?
That's right.
I repeat that to myself. The word loved. I do not comprehend. But when I look at her gaze, as her clear eyes seem to see beyond the sky, her statement seems correct. I feel that this must be something vital. As I watch her try to express something without words, it is harder to believe if she is the same unit type as me. It seems more that she is human.
Why are you telling me this?
It's probably because I didn't think anyone but you would understand.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure I really get it either.
I'm sure you'll understand one day. I hope so anyway.
Sheesh, why you gotta be so cryptic?
Number 24 laughs at this. It is the purest smile I have cataloged. I know without comparing it to anything that it is a smile of pure joy. I detect Snowy playing at my feet. After playing at number 24's feet too, Snowy runs all 3 meters and then turns around. Its tail moves vigorously back and forth. Soon afterwards, Snowy sits on the ground and looks up at number 24. I watch number 24 crouch and pat its head. I'm thinking back about other things. Things besides fighting and defeating the nearest enemy. My own objective. Someone to meet. I still do not fully comprehend. But the way she is playing with Snowy tonight looks more fun than ever. The smile seems very natural. If the answer she discovered is the origin of that smile, I would like to understand it someday too. I can feel that desire budding inside me. Once again, I participate in a combat test. Once again, I claim victory without destroying any opponent. I target only their weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting their weakness in their cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Though even if I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension of their destruction is not a suitable end for them. The suspension through their through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. And it becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servo and the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now. But the buzzer signaling the end of the test does not sound. Goodness, that sound! As I wonder why, I hear a grating metallic sound from the opponent. She leaps onto me with her good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that. Putting one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all of her circuits and servos burn out, and we become incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiters to 70% to maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I send the main lines of the bridge unit snap up in half inside the soft structure. Her movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic inputs. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I've seen it sometimes when number 24 smiles. This face indicates sadness. The buzzer signaling the test's end finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I'm used to the scene now.
That was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
One little... Sorry, my voice broke. One little part. Is it true that the plume of dusk installed in me... it is true that the plume of dusk in me is... It is true that the plume of dusk installed in me is comparatively the largest among the units of my type. But does this part determine everything about us? Number 24's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak. But I realize that the statement I am about to deliver is a protest. I'm quick to abort. What was I about to deny? Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction.
I don't like this guy.
Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with the bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
All right, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I cannot help questioning the unexpected
All the
statement.
results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
The combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It is not because I won and earned some kind of reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet I am so happy that I smile. The researchers notice this expression as well, and I smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
When the download begins, the memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through the battle data has become a routine, and I have repeated so often that I am barely conscious of any of it. I pursue the non-combat memories she preserved. I peruse the non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first, I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. There are images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of the landscape. It seems that she too had her. Hey Robin, thank you for the raid. How was the remainder of your stream? Have fun? It seems she too had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply did not show it. Hey, hello, sweet Labby. Hey, Puppet. You didn't have time to copy the raid message. So many Pokemon died. Oh dear. Welcome to everyone who joined the stream. I hope you enjoyed my stream too. I recall what number 24 said. We are going through emotional distress right now. My own objective, and not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Once again, it is time to spend time outdoors. I quickly meet with number 24. It seemed she was looking for me as well.
Can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I love that word, kibosh.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking, if they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet.
Aww.
I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Number 24 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, She pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to a port in my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to gonna lurk for a bit so I can take care of my birds too. But I'll watch in the background and I'll be back properly soon. And okay, no problem, Robin. And thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfer is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable form a single, very small archive file.
You are still safe when everything is over. Open this file.
Number 24 removes the cable, but keeps hold of my
What
hand.
do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is that same unsure. It is that same unsure expression. It is a smile that it is a smile, but there is sadness in it. For the record, fun fact: the anti-shadow suppression weapons from this series, specifically the Igus, Metis, and indeed, of course, Labrys, are part of the reason for my model existing, essentially. Because I have this thing about creating characters, of creating my own characters when I get inspired, and I like to make my own stories for them. Stuff I like want to eventually turn into games myself. And I ended up combining two concepts for a particular character for my character Metis. And voila, we have the model before you today. It is a smile, but there is sadness in
It would
it.
be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Number 24 nods slowly.
Strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. It is time. This time, it contains more than just sadness. It contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, all reflected in that one
I
expression.
believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There is nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. Good Lord, these guys are strict. Like anyone who lives in America, was this like the average time of breaks in your schools, like just 5 minutes or something? That is when I noticed that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes of dusk reminded me of something. I now know what it is. It is very similar to the light from the moon and in the night sky. Here we are again. The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I'm ordered to enter shock-resistant and chamber once again. And welcome back, Ayumu. Yeah, we were raided by Robin. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat tests. Soon afterwards, the three researchers who supervised feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labrys will be this unit's new name.
Labrys.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. How hard is that to remember?
It's really not that hard, is it?
Labrys.
And as I mentioned in my last stream, Labrys is a type of axe that was used in Crete. This time make cookies for your senpai at school. This designation by name is not a number. I never questioned being called number 31 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why. I am happy now to have acquired a name. Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series with my new variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona.
Also, notice how Labrys' narrative style changed?
First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them, every last one.
Huh?
Boy. Because that won't cause PTSD. I am perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Yeah, they know they know what they're doing is messed up.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. And none of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
I am no longer anonymous 031. I am Hot Party Girl Labrys on TikTok.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
I mean, why not set up like an end of year exam or something? That causes a lot of stress. The three researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my protest get through to them? I hope so, but
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while muttering to themselves. I'm at a complete loss for words. They are not machines, but humans. And on top of that, they are my creators. Surely they are able to understand what I'm saying. Yet their current expression... Until now, I thought that they were understanding people who treated us as close to human. Researcher with tie sounds like a dachi. Yeah, I can kind of hear it. I was wrong. I'm only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it as only a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, they were nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I am saying. Further proof that Mitsuru's grandfather sucks. They're only interested in it as a reaction. The researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. Their figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, right where the opponents come through. I'll be forced to fight it again today and in the days to come. I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. Goals of a company changes and new people leave, yeah. I cannot find the word as I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch. But what I see there truly leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
Yeah. Remember when I was talking about flags earlier? The opponent emerging from the hatch is number 24. There's no smile or sadness on her face. She's quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 24 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. The hatch slowly closes behind her.
Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered. What? Pardon me? Do I have to fight her now? It is not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone, and I never heard from her before, she tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
Number 24 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon releases from her back and becomes a great sword in her right hand. It is approximately 1.5 meters as long as she is tall. Welcome back, Robin. We are about to do something very terrible. It is also alarmingly wide and fitting with propulsion devices. It is difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at me.
If you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I do not help but plead. Terrible time, yes, very terrible time. Number 24 does not answer. But it appears that a very small smile forms on her
You
lips.
said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn and plead to the researcher watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on, stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall and continue to strike with my fist. Though my safety limiters are disabled, it must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm so frustrated. Why? I then hear number 24 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight.
Those researchers, yes, I know. Again, further proof that Mitsuru's grandpa sucks.
From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
I mean, I know he's a nihilist, but still. I can say nothing. I can see from her words what atrocious battles were forced upon her.
Talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 24 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. The sword splashes the space where I had been at a speed that could have killed me. The tip grazes the chamber floor. Red sparks fly. She is serious. It finally sinks in. I jump away and put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all. Now, fight me.
I have no choice but to fight. But a thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her servos to prevent her from attacking. Number 24's ego is without a doubt more highly developed than mine. It must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her capable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. Poor Labrys. Yeah, like, imagine going through this. Just what kind of psychological damage that would leave. I mean, we've seen that damage throughout the entire series. I decide to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. I repel number 24's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. Are you not entertained? I aim for the great sword's clap with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. My next target is the transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Among those of my unit type, I awakened latest. Compared to number 24, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well, have been upgraded to the latest versions. It is only a matter of time. Number 24 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, number 24 is mostly undamaged apart from her weapon and motor functions. I immediately turned towards the researchers behind their invisible wall and raised my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on, have a heart.
But hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see the results that surpass their expectations. Why? What in this situation could cause such joy? Number 24's body collapsed on the floor. Number 24's body collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds. Then, although it should not be able to move, drags itself up. They laugh, yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, I know it's kind of a trope for scientists to be more interested in their research than the moral implications of what they're doing. But this is like on a totally new level.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears on number 24's face. That look in her eyes is not good. It is a cold, dull-like void. It is similar in appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her, she would never make a face like this on her own.
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I unconsciously find myself biting my lip. Yeah, it is horrible. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course, there would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what one researcher said. It is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire number 24's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There is nothing more I can attempt. How to ensure the robots you created rise up against you and kill you? Yeah, most definitely. All I can do is end her. Behind me, number 24, or rather her animated shell, approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thought that's unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position, as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. Come to think of it, didn't the situation technically cause the machine uprising in the Matrix movies? It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her. Yes, wasn't it Skynet or something? And that's the Terminator movies, but I don't remember exactly how. I haven't seen all the Terminator movies, and I don't really remember them clearly, so I don't remember how Skynet rose. So there was a crossover comic with RoboCop that kind of like went into explaining it. Number 24, as she is now, stood no chance against me. It happens. I fall to my knees next to number 24. Her limbs have been shattered. She will never rise again. The event I'm specifically I'm specifically mentioning is like it was specifically shown in the Animatrix. If you remember those, it was a series of like animated short. It's that detail various stories happening in the Matrix universe. One of them was essentially about the machine uprising, and like how it started was with a robot that killed their owner because, in their own words, they didn't want to die, and this led to like a Holocaust-like situation. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing is slowed. Number 24's face is turned to the ceiling.
Are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
Poor Labrys. Like, imagine being forced to kill like other people, and eventually having to kill like your friend. I didn't see that, but like the same thing as what's happening here and now. Yeah, very much so. I did not expect her to respond, but number 24's face moved slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and
I'm
smiles.
sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. There is a smile on number 24's dead face. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming. Sorry, my voice broke. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming, or if it's only my perception. It is too much to handle. I collapse on the ground helplessly, like a crumbling statue. Next time I awaken, I am lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber, and the download of number 24's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I'm confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. The researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react to extreme mental stress when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body, one after another. The data download begins. All of number 24's information. Holy shit, they made these researchers monsters. Yeah, no kidding. Combat data, various records, and memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear, it is indistinguishable. It It is so clear, it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is the first time I have received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of emotion she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time, the big tree whose branches we examined, that sound of water we heard periodically, Snowy running around and playing. As I relive number 24's experiences, I pick up on a familiar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There is a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person. It is a human still in human developmental stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too.
Labrys needs serious
I'm
hugs.
too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers and those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment.
They put Labrys into one of the units.
If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She is in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Yeah, it is cruel. Where did number 24 hear this voice? Did she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more than myself.
Others? It is strange, but when I hear that, I feel number 24's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps. Even I feel something unexplainable.
Yeah. My big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy.
Aww.
I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I would have expressed it as a variance of waveforms, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are more related memories from number 24. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results. During the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 24 last night. I quickly open the folder and find a single text file all inside. I'm completely ruining this emotional moment with various functions.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
Oh my god. If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeated her in combat. Number 24 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? Don't worry, you're not ruining it. It's still sad. I know! What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? Like, no joke, I distinctly remember crying going through this my first time. I feel something went inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something.
If I am dead, delete my porn drive. No, this is not that kind of anime.
Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
Our number 24 must have wanted to meet this girl, who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only thing. The one she herself said was the only thing who understood her. She must have been devastated. But the letter ends in a way I least expected.
We knew each other for only a short time. I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I'm shocked. How can she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
Oh, come on! Number 24, I deleted at the cost of seeing it.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data.
Come on, what do you have to go through to think like this?
It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Isn't it kind of important? Delete them? Something roars within me. It drowns out the feelings for number 24. Our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow what number 24 left of me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. Let's go anger time, yes! They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unitype as enemies. We killed our sister as at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden, and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even the few memories that number 24, my sisters and I have accumulated, are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps too my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof that number 24 had lived. Her last wishes will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fists. They make a small grinding noise. The goal that number 24 found for herself was left to me. I will carry it out as my own. I will burn it into my heart as my goal. It is my duty. It is a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
It's almost as if you made her mad.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
Then what does that make you? I am able to release all my limiters, despite being inside the cage. The researchers monitoring me on their tablet PCs seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They were witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in and reaches for the switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
We are!
Something I have not felt until now. A sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There is a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. Why does the anxiety researcher sort of look like Maruki? Who's Maruki? I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen in any anything related to a character like that. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. is not because I judge it a viable course of action. Oh, Persona 5 Royal. I haven't played Royal. I played original Persona 5. I played a bit of Strikers too, but I haven't played Royal. I don't own it. I do want to play it at some point. It is not because I judge it a viable course of action. I'm not merely executing an order. I'm acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if this restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. The metal parts in both my limbs and restraints begin to the metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
The After Christmas DLC? That sounds interesting.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense.
It's what I call Royal.
What's driving this thing?
Yep, Royal. Royal is almost down in other consoles too. Soon, and I'll get a boost again. And I'm kind of looking forward to a release on PC. I kind of want to do a Let's Play. I kind of want to do streams on it.
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, and a rupturing sound like a small explosion makes shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out of here and see the girl who loved us, though we were not yet created. To fulfill number 24's wish, which has now become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I am met with barricades and heavy artillery.
Oh, Mom! I ain't even got any projectile weapons!
My sister unit and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns of a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Yeah, I do remember that in Persona 3, they mentioned that the weapon shape of being a human is intentionally to make it recognize itself as human. Instead, we are given short-range weaponry, a chain arm and other implements in my case, but they are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Hey, it's the tree from Persona 3. It's how you can explain Aiga's missing in battle. Yeah. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow under the facility, but these specimens are much larger. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the research facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. It is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. Then I noticed there's a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. One of my sisters must have taken an interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, I'm burning. A burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running fast. These trees obstruct my view. They are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the tree's characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. This variety of tree is known as a cedar. It is found in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age it implies is so different that it is nearly a separate species. McDonald's 2 miles west. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I gotta go for a bio break. I return, and also I saw thank you for the follow, Puppet. It is nearly a separate species. Hello? If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful to determine my location. Thanks, Robin. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It seems that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. Their response was swift. It seems that they had measures in place in the event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. I try to shake them. I try to shake them off by running faster. Real talk. Also, when I was going through this the first time, I was practically rooting for Labrys to escape, even though I knew what would happen. But soon afterwards, I reached the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stop. There is nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy.
Wow. Nice choice of words.
You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here. But I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They will take my wish and everything else that was given to me. What purpose even is there in avoiding destruction if that is what awaits me? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I'm gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off. One after another, shocked.
This reading, is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Good lord.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I'm intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it. But I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run towards the main gate. There is a slight possibility that I could reach the door without attracting any gunfire, and vaulting over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my arm toward the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. A much greater power touches the door as well. Yeah! Suddenly the door crumbles like paper, and a large hole forms on the upper half, and I just noticed my mouse is in the way.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's... persona.
But I quickly regain my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. I should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. Oh, it should take time. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then it is then that I realized I do not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl number 24 wished to see? Where can I go meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin by traveling to where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the very least, I can get closer to the girl to the girl than I am now. Though my situation is dire and I am under pursuit, internally I am cheerful. There is a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Getting late in my country, I have to do some things before bed, so I'll have to lurk. But your stream has been super fun. And sad poor Labrys. And I'll watch the VOD when I wake up tomorrow. Yeah, I upload everything on YouTube, so you'll see when it comes out. However, I do kind of have to end the stream now. I can't really risk going further because the power is going to come out at 10. So we'll have to finish Labrys' story next week. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like my stuff, I am on YouTube. I upload all my recordings there. Now I'm also I'm also on, and I also have a Discord. You can check me out there. No, I also have a Facebook and Twitter. Before we go, let's see who we can raid. No one. All right, so no, I guess we'll have to end it there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. This is Metis Balaska signing out.